Welcome to another EBTV presentation of high school sports. Tonight it's high school wrestling as the East Brunswick Bears host the Rams of South River. Hi everyone, I'm Bob Cancro along with Jeff Yannazzo, and we're going to bring you all the play-by-play action. Jeff, tonight is the big finale for both schools. This is what used to be the traditional Battle of Old Bridge Turnpike. It's lost a little bit of its luster over the years, but it still should be a competitive bout.
Well, it always is. You know, like you said, this is the Battle of Old Bridge Turnpike. There's a lot of tradition that goes into this. I can guarantee that there's going to be so much intensity tonight, even though both teams are not at full strength. There's going to be so much intensity tonight that you're going to have somebody who's supposed to win lose and somebody who's supposed to lose win. You know, there's going to be a flip-flop somewhere along the line in the lineups.
The Bears had a close win just last night. They beat Monroe 28-27, coming down to the last match with Sean Glasgow. The 138-pounder for South River, Columbia, should be a good competition for the Bears. Matt Pazinko thinks he's one of their top wrestlers.
That's what I had heard, and I've watched them against Piscataway, and they really did a great job against Piscataway. Still not with a full lineup, not at their total strength. So it seems like they're getting stronger as the season is coming to an end, and that's where you want your teams peaking, right before the districts.
The Bears are going to have 12 points right off the bat. There are 2 forfeits in the lineup, but that doesn't mean there's not going to be more action, and that could swing either way. We'll be right back after these with all the action. We are back at East Brunswick High School, and we have senior night, and we will be introducing the seniors. Powell Sachs, the PA announcer here at the high school, is reading some information about the seniors and honoring them for their past experiences, successes on and off the mat over the past several years. We start off with Zachary Keller. He is escorted by his mom, Linda.
Gregory Kruger, escorted by parents Michael and Olga.
That's Greg Kruger. His parents, Michael and Olga Kruger. I think I mentioned this last time, Jeff. I met him when he delivered pizza to my house, so he's a nice young man.
Escorted by parents Magid Saad and Amil Khalil.
Philip Saad, escorted by his parents, Magid Saad and Amal Khalil.
Matthew Shirley, escorted by parents Ross and Wanda.
And a small senior class, Matt Shirley, his parents, Ross and Wanda. Jeff, it's always nice with East Brunswick. They give flowers to the parents or to the kids to give to their parents.
By parents Dan and Patty.
It's really a class act.
And that's a reflection of Frank Knoppenberger, our athletic director, and that is Morgan Mowers, manager. She's escorted by her parents, Dan and Patty Mowers. And I always like to talk about the managers because both my daughters were managers here at the high school.
That's right. They were very good managers.
Thank you.
But it's nice that they give flowers to the parents because I don't think people realize how much sacrifice the parents go through.
It's a lot of time. Anybody who's an athlete, their parents put in a lot of time with them, and we're going to go to our national anthem right now. and national anthem. And we will be having our introductions of the lineups as they're taking a few pictures over there.
And now that we're waiting, Bob, if I don't recall, was this your first year of coaching over at Churchill after a long layoff?
After a long layoff, yes, I took the 8th grade team this year and had, I guess, 10 bouts.
Okay.
And it was a lot of fun. Coming back, I mean, I'd coached the recreation for a few years after I'd left coaching, but and we can talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. We have
okay, sure. Let's get the introductions done.
Mike Nicolaro.
It's Mike Nicolaro at the 126.
It's going to have a
132,
maybe.
Jack Cruz. And for East Brunswick, it's Sean Glasgow.
Glasgow, the freshman.
Michael Palumba. And for East Brunswick, it's Travis.
I haven't seen him wrestle yet, but I understand he's very good.
Glasgow. Well, last night he had the deciding match, as I said earlier.
Michael Ziskowski.
Mike Ziskowski for the Rams at 145, and then I didn't catch that. And unfortunately, I don't know their faces all that well.
South River, Bart Bankowitz. And for East Brunswick, it's John Schleifer.
Schleifer at 152, the sophomore, state place winner last year as a freshman.
At 160 for South River, either Shane Jashelski or Darius Stembridge. And for East Brunswick, it's Mike O'Kane.
Mike O'Kane at 160 for the Bears.
Another one of their big guns.
At 170 for South River, either Shane Jashelski or Darius Stembridge. And for East Brunswick,
Jonathan
it's
Schleifer did very well up at the
James
100 and Central try that they had, where the 3 teams from Middlesex County went up, and he wrestled one of their region champs and beat him handily. And that's what you want to do. The reason you go up there is to put your good kids against their good kids, so that when it's seeding time, there's nothing that you have to worry about except head-to-head competition.
Right.
And wrestling for East Brunswick at 195, Mahmoud Solomon.
And I missed.
Wrestling at 220 for South River, Giovanni.
That was Mahmoud Solomon.
Versus East Brunswick's Mike Quinton.
Mike Quinton at 220.
For South River at 285, Dylan Teeter. And for East Brunswick, it's Oliver Fury.
Dylan Teeter for the Rams at 285 and Oliver Fury for the Bears. Matt Pazinkel thought that was going to be an interesting matchup, depending on how things work out. He thought that might be a good one, as well as the 220-pound match.
Versus East Brunswick, either Tyler Schwartz or Phil Sock. At 113 for South River, Brandon Pacheco versus East Brunswick's Tyler Gallegos. And at 120 for South River, Travis Lyons versus East Brunswick's Eric Weber.
A referee tonight is Lou Del Monte. He's a veteran official, been around for a long time from the short chapter. And we're going to go live to him. He's mic'd. We appreciate that.
Shake hands, introduce yourselves.
Lou's been around a long time.
Just a reminder, everybody, to show good sportsmanship at all times. East Brunswick's will be green, South River's red. Whatever color it lands on, get your choice of even or odd bouts.
Referees love when the two teams are red and green to boot.
South River's choice.
Make it so much
Odd.
easier.
Okay, good luck, guys. Have a good match.
That's interesting because, if I'm not mistaken, we thought they had a forfeit in the first match at 126.
I thought so, yeah, with Nicolaro.
And they're choosing odd bouts, so there's something, they have something else they're looking at down the line. A little strategy session.
Well, even though the stands aren't packed, still going to get a good match out of this because of the rivalry. And like I said before, there's going to be an upset here or there. Somebody's going to end up losing that was supposed to win on paper, and somebody's going to end up winning that was supposed to lose on paper. That's the fun part about these type of matches.
All right, I'm going to try to find out who we have here coming.
Right.
Oh, that is a forfeit, I think.
Yes,
for,
that's Mike Nicolaro. He's got his forfeit. Not happy about that, but
and
now
this,
we have the freshman.
I think this is Jack Cruz and Sean Glasgow. 2-minute first period, 2-minute second period, 2-minute third period, and then overtime if we don't get a winner in regulation in high school wrestling.
Nice shot in for a double. Is he going to finish it on the mat? No, he's off.
And these were outside the circle.
Supporting parts of the wrestler have to be in, correct?
As long as the toes are in bounds, they can do that.
And
but
they're supported.
And he kneeled down, though, out of bounds. He might have gotten it, but the knees are down outside. That rule changed, about 5 years ago, I guess?
In and out, in and out. You know, they're just expanding, like you said before, the size of the mat.
Yep.
More wrestling can be done on the edge. Nice little ankle pick. He's still going to try and keep his legs in, but he's really got to circle and push his man back onto the mat. This double's going to work real
nice
good
there.
for
Just
him.
bring him down easy.
Easy
Under control.
and not too much effort.
Hooked the leg as he went in there.
There's his 2 points. Now he's going to work a nice arm bar in here. Looks like he's going to try and stack him. He's got to go knee to knee with him right there and then just pull him over his knee and stack
Got to
him.
watch that bar coming on up to a chicken wing. He's got to be careful, keep that straight across or take it to the far shoulder. It's right there.
There's the chicken wing
That's it,
right there. You're right.
Got to keep that straight across the back. Here we go. Let's go, guys.
As you can hear the referee, Lou DeMonte,
Yeah.
telling him exactly what he did wrong so he knows next time. Keep that arm straight across the back. A little way you can cheat on that is to make a fist. This way, when your hand's not open, it doesn't show the angle that you're on.
Neutral, 1.
Cheating. It's just a little way to sneak in there and make it a little less obvious. You escape for Cruz. It's 2-1 with about 28 seconds to go here in the first period. Sean Glasgow, freshman.
Maybe I should say give you the illusion
That's
that
it.
it's
There you
legal. All right, here, another nice shot. He's got a high single coming in here. And, oh, that's very nice. I haven't seen that in a long time.
2 green.
Sean took a third place at the GMC tournament. He was the third seed, which is really a spectacular finish for a freshman. A lot of potential in front of him.
Brunswick, your choice. He
All right, he defers, which means he comes back in the third period and he
Takes
gets
down.
he
Second
gets
period.
whatever he wants. South River wrestler is going to take bottom and look to score some points right here. I'm anxious to see what kind of breakdown Sean uses. That was a quick stand-up.
And normally you get the offensive wrestler will come up with him. He stayed down around the ankles and it worked out for him.
Now he's working on a nice fish hook tilt. And he goes right to, bar in half. He's just
Wow.
got to watch his bar on that because it has a tendency to slip
Slide up.
when you shoot your half on the other side. I tell you, he's throwing a lot of pinning combinations in here. There's a stack. And this,
my goodness.
Okay, he scored 2 on that.
I'm not sure he didn't have him
Two.
flat for a second.
Holding 2.
And you hear Will Del Monte because the pinning combination is the same, so it's not awarded until the combination is changed.
Or the wrestler rolls completely out of a dangerous situation.
No,
He's still holding 2.
One.
There it is right there. He's got to sit through on that.
2 green, 2 green.
All right, nice reversal by the South River wrestler, and he's going for the pin himself. Both of these guys
watch that arm, and oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
both of these wrestlers are hungry.
3.
He's got to settle back a little bit.
Oh, he's
now
in.
he's got him
That's
packed.
done. Ooh.
We have him packed.
2 green, 2 more green. 1 red, neutral.
Boy, there's a lot of flip-flopping around going. Lou's got his work cut out for him here.
I agree with you, Jeff. I thought that
thought
cruise was flat.
Yeah,
it was packed in there. 25 seconds to go here in the second period. Quick shot at the ankle, didn't get it.
Another head-on double right there. Now he's going to drive him towards his back, but keep his shoulders on the mat.
Keep wrestling.
He's got to keep his shoulders in bounds to score some points
You're
here.
out. Green's up.
A lot of action for just 2 periods.
10-2. We've already got a major decision. Saying last night it was necessary for Sean Glasgow to get bonus points, and the major is what he scored at Monroe in order for the Bears to win.
All right, now it's Sean's choice. He's taking bottom, wants to score some points here.
It's a 6-0 match score, the meet score, based on the forfeit at 126, taken by Mike Nicolaro.
Looking for a short sit. All right.
Comes up.
Glasgow scores 1. He picks up a high single right away. Let's see. Oh, but I'll tell you, he's pretty nice with that high single. He's got some nice options off that. Scoring back points right now. He's got to pull those support arms out to get those shoulders to the mat.
2 green.
14-2, a 12-point lead. 3 more.
And he gets himself a tech.
The tech fall. He wants the pin, though.
Yes. Score those big points if he can.
Half right there.
You know, the philosophy of wrestling on top is very simple. The bottom man's a table, and you just keep pulling out legs until he goes down.
Nothing.
I'm going to use that next year. I like that.
You know, if you pull out one leg and he doesn't go down, pull out an arm, that's 2 legs out, he's got to go down. And then keep his belly flat to the mat. All right, Sean's going to look for another turn. He's trying to set. Oh, that is a dangerous thing to do, to reach back like that by a South River wrestler.
Near side cradle. He's going to let him go for
Neutral,
1.
All right. Let's see if he works that high single again.
.25 seconds to go here in the final period of regulation. They were out there.
Yeah. Now, well, I tell you, he shoots a nice butt double where he just goes in, plants his nose right in the guy's stomach. He's in fast. But there's nothing there.
Nothing left.
Just abandon it, get out.
2 green.
All right, just scored. Now it's funny too because his knees were on the mat. I mean, I would have expected that if his knees were off and his toes were on, the 2 would have come.
A 13-point win, 16-3. Sean Glasgow at 132 pounds. The Bears pick up 4 points. A 10-0 lead against South River. And I didn't catch the name of the 38-pounder as he was introduced for the Bears.
Here we go. This would be either, well, they weighed
Mike
in 3
Palumba.
people. Mike Palumba.
I would guess. Nope.
And wrestling for the Bears is Travis. Let's go.
Okay, here we go, guys. Shake hands. Timer.
This looks like it could be good. I think they have a good 38-pounder.
Oh, yeah. Matt Pazinko, head coach for the Bears, was saying he is probably their best wrestler. He gets his takedown right off the bat.
Yeah, that was a nice takedown off a Russian 2-on-1. He's working a bar out to the side right now, putting a lot of pressure down. He's a good top wrestler, the wrestler from South River.
Trying to work that tilt, but there's no points with the shoulders out of bounds, and they're going to go out, and then we'll get a restart with a minute and a half to go here in the first.
Here comes a tilt.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The wrestler from South River, he's an excellent top wrestler.
Change yet.
Top
no
wrestler.
change.
Look at him.
Good
he
balance.
moves from side to
Got
side.
2 now. 2.
He does all the things you want a wrestler to do. He's staying off his knees. He's pulling the wrist through. He's controlling wrists. A lot of pressure on his back. Here comes another tilt.
1, 2, 3.
Just under a minute to go here in the first period.
Travis is trying to belly down. Hopefully he can get, yeah, he did. He punched that arm
2
through.
red.
And the lead extends to 6-0. Mike Palumbo over Travis Lutzko here at 138 pounds.
After watching East Brunswick in a few dual meets, you know, you try and look for team tendencies of what they like to do. So you can kind of tell what they drill
Sure.
in practice every day. And it seems like they're really big, and they get a lot of success with the Turk.
It is at 1:41 of the first period, and there is a fall.
They use a Turk ride, and then they look for either a half or a Jacobs ride off that, something like that. They get a lot of back points. They really do. This is Stu's son, isn't
Yeah, it's
it?
Garrett. Garrett Cohn,
Shake hands. Timer.
and it's Mike Ziskowski for the Rams.
Up at 145,
Ziskowski is a junior.
and so is Garrett.
You mentioned Stu. That is Stu Cohn, who was an official, and he has worked up here in our spots previously for EBTV. And former East Brunswick wrestler
And coach.
and coach. That's
Head
right. I
coach.
almost forget about that.
Yeah. East Brunswick using good defense to an offense. First he sprawls, and now he's going right for a front headlock, trying to turn that into 2 points. He's got a nice quarter Nelson in there. He's working at it. You got to work the head when a guy shoots on you. If he can get in, you have to make him pay the price for coming in.
It is the one thing, and you talked about my coaching the 8th grade team, pressuring the head.
Oh,
And
it's huge.
Cross faces, pushing the head down into the mat. One of the kids, Coach, you're always teaching us things that hurt the other guy. I said, no, that's just wrestling. That's
tough
what it's all
wrestling.
about.
Yeah, you have to make him pay the price for coming in there. If he wants to come in and grab your legs, he's going to know it.
2 red.
And a takedown for Ziskowski with 47 seconds to go here in the first period.
Wrestling.
And South River's got a nice tight ride in there. Notice both teams have the tendency, they like to ride with a 2-on-1, which is a great ride. It's safe. You can really suck it in deep. Force your man to make some kind of mistake. All right, Garrett's got to work up to his base here and possibly sit on a hip just to free up his hands so he can work those wrists off.
Got to his base, up on his knees.
Yep.
Coming up.
Slowly, methodically doing the right things.
And
There he
Ziska-
is. He's staying on the mat, but ooh,
Oof.
you can't extend like that. When you
Same way.
sit, you have to almost stay in a ball.
Garrett lost a 5-4 decision last night to Monroe. Wrestled well.
I saw him at Piscataway. He lost a real tight match there too. Looked like somewhat of a mismatch. I don't remember if he was wrestling up.
Yeah, he was at 145 last night, and that's where the match started.
East Brunswick's choice.
It is a 2-0 first period,
Green takes down.
and you heard the call.
I know at Piscataway, just his opponent looked so much more bigger than he was. All right, now it's still only a 2-0 match. So conditioning. Here he goes. He's going to try and pop his hips for 1.
Got
there,
the legs
he's
back,
got
good
his one.
sprawl.
Neutral. 1 green.
Now he's got to go in for a shot. He's really got to pressure his man now. All right. You know, you're watching 2 different styles here. The South River guy is totally aggressive on his feet. Garrett is more of a counter and then turn it into offense. You'll see him, he'll sprawl first and then start to spin, looking to get those 2.
And I can empathize. I was not a good shooter on my feet, and I tended to react more.
It works.
I've learned to sprawl really well. The calves got
works.
built up really strong.
Here it is again.
Got
Now
that single.
he's going to work. Garrett will work his whizzer, but
Easy down,
easy down, right? Nothing
Out
yet.
control. Good.
Garrett's
good fight
working
there.
a nice switch in here. He's got an inside switch going. All right, that's good. That was a good sequence.
But a good counter by Garrett to fight it because Ziskowski was in there pretty deep.
Yeah, he threw a nice whizzer in there. He was using his hip, bumping him out. You know, that whizzer can be just as brutal as a crossface if you do it right.
I hadn't covered it with the 8th graders, and there was a match where I saw it like 3 times, and they should have done it, and I said, okay, we're going to learn that tomorrow. And in demonstrating, I hurt myself because I'm cranking down on that thing, and I hadn't been doing that in a long time. And you're putting a lot of pressure on the shoulder.
Yep. At the same time, you're banging him with your hip. You take your forehead and you're driving it into his ear.
Work for the fall on top. Let's go.
There's a lot of good little things that go on when you throw that whizzer in.
There you go, out of bounds. We're going to restart with 28 seconds to go here in the second period. 4-1. Mike Ziskowski leading Garrett Cohn here at 145 pounds.
Both wrestlers are really active too. You know, bottom and top, they're moving.
No stall opportunities here for Wu to call. They're moving. They're coming up. Ziskowski out to the side to some extent.
Right.
Hanging on the
he can't
legs
hang
now.
on to the legs.
He's got a lock
and
in
he
hands.
locked his hands. Okay, so Garrett has a free move right here if he can get away with scoring points.
And that'll be it right there.
All right.
Lock your hands around his legs.
If he was able to reverse him, if the people want to know,
Same way.
he would have gotten 2 for the reversal plus 1 for the lock in hands. You would have picked up 3 points right away.
And the locking hands is while you're on the mat.
Red, go ahead.
The top man cannot lock his hands around the body or around the legs unless you're in a pinning combination.
Right. If he comes up, you can lock your hands, but as soon as one knee goes down to the mat, they must unlock. And boy, that's tough to teach wrestlers.
I mean, you have reaction time, but it's still pretty quick.
Yeah, it's very quick.
Ziskowski chooses the bottom as he's trying to score points now with a 4-2 lead.
All right. Now, what Garrett's got to do is really get him flat and then work for it. Well, he's got him flat, and it looks like he's going to try and tilt him. He can go tilt. He can go side cradle from there. He can even use a Turk, but he's got to pick up some back points.
He's got the wrist through the crotch. He was going to try for that fish hook, but he's going to still working straight on now.
Now he's got to get behind. He does not want to give up a point.
He's too far out front now. Now he's coming up.
Keep the hips in. There he goes. He's wrestling. He's wrestling smart.
Better to get out of bounds at that point.
Yeah.
Slip it off.
You just hate to be in that position where you've got to score 2. You know, you have to score 2. Now, conditioning is going to be really a key factor here.
Go ahead.
With 1:25, if Garrett hadn't given up 2 takedowns, you almost might say give him 1 and come back for 2 and see if you can cover yourself. But he's already been taken down twice, so even though he's worked well on his feet, he hasn't scored there.
Now the strategy will be here for the bottom man just to look like he's working and hang on to his 2-point lead, where Garrett, he's got to be in great shape.
Neutral, 1 red.
Well, he got the 1 anyway, and now it's up to Garrett to get the takedown and see if he can get some back points out of it too.
You're out.
He's going to have to take him down and drive him right to his back, all in one technique. Garrett has a nice single leg coming in. He really needs a takedown here.
He's got 33 seconds to go. He's going to try to pull him and keep his toes in bounds, but that's not going to work.
We're up neutral.
You know, looking down the ahead on the lineup, Jeff, I'm seeing a Shane Shashelski. And Greg Shashelski was one of my wrestlers a long time ago. And I know he was living in South River and coaching the rec at one point, so I'm wondering if this is his son. I don't have that information. I'm looking at the crowd. I can't see Greg if he's out there.
Why does that make you feel old?
We don't want to go there because I had a situation last night at that Monroe match where I met some former East Brunswick students who are old.
To red.
And at the buzzer, Mike Ziskowski picks up the takedown, a 7-2 win for the South River Wrestlers. They pick up 3 team points.
That was a good match.
A very good match. Garrett wrestled
Very
really well.
Very active. Both wrestlers are active. Now here comes Jonathan. You know, he's coming into this match with great credentials.
And this is going to be Bart Bansowicz for the Rams.
Shake hands. Timer.
Might be Bansevich, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
WICZ, but that could be. John Schleifer, the state place winner, picked up a pin last night.
Right into a side cradle right here. No, he didn't lock it up. He's got his 2.
To green.
So you're happy with your first season with your middle school wrestlers?
Almost no back points here. You saw the
Here comes
vertical
the
motion,
headlock.
but he's
This is
got
gonna
that
be-
locked up. He's got back points.
That's a tight headlock.
4.
He's
Well,
just going to sit with it. No, he didn't. He let him go through. He picked up 3 points. I think he's trying to rack up at least 15.
got to watch his own back.
Yes.
3, 4, 5.
In the 8th grade tournament that we competed in a few weeks back, and there's another 3 points for John Schleifer, there was a self-pin. Kid rocked back too far, and the referee, without hesitation, called it, and the kid jumped up and said, I wasn't pinned, and he said, no, you weren't.
1 red.
I saw that once in the finals of the high school districts. Guy on top threw in a split scissors, which I don't think is allowed anymore.
No.
Because it inflicts too much punishment. But he pinned himself.
5.
All right, Jonathan's just racking up the points here. He's probably going to make sure he has a tech fall before he turns him and pins him.
3 green.
I was officiating a match a few years ago, and there was a self-pin, and when you first see it, the way the kid was rocking back, I said, that's not possible, the way he's looking there. And then I looked over, and the kid was flat, and I called the pin, probably about a 5-second pin, and there he's got a great,
3, 4,
he is just
5.
punishing.
Yeah, Jonathan's just, he's
Bansowicz.
using every pinning combination he knows. He just went from a bar. Now, yeah, he had him pretty solid.
At 1:54 the first period, a fall for the Bears. A pin for Jonathan Schleifer, and the Bears take a 16-9 lead. And I was saying that when I called that self-pin, it probably was flat for 5 seconds because it stunned me. And the same reaction, the kid jumped up and said, I wasn't pinned. I said, no, you weren't.
Well, you know, whenever you see that, you always let it go for a while because
Yeah.
you realize it's a mistake. But when when they're just sitting there on their own shoulders, they have to be called for it. This looks like it could be a good match too, and I know O'Kane is very good.
Hands.
So
Timer.
Mike O'Kane against Roland Noland for the Rams.
Easy down.
oh, good counter. That was great match awareness. The shot was fantastic, but I can't believe how nicely O'Kane countered that. Came up with nothing. He could have been put on his back for at least 5 points. Sometimes you need that to wake you up a little bit.
Well, not that you're going in overconfident by any stretch, but you do feel comfortable and you feel like you're going to do things, and then suddenly maybe you took that momentary pause and you get caught, and that does wake you up. You're right. You know, I'm looking now with O'Kane, who I believe is a junior. There are a lot of young wrestlers on the Bears lineup. You know, this year they're around 500. They've done okay with some young wrestlers.
Oh, look at that kickback. Oh.
But they're going to have an opportunity to do something next year because he's got, and a takedown for O'Kane, you know, a young lineup.
Yeah.
When you look at Schwartz and Nicolero, Glasgow.
All right.
I didn't hear what he said.
Get down, face me.
I didn't hear it either, but Coach Pazinko just got reprimanded.
Go ahead.
I don't know what he was calling for. All I know is that was a beautiful counter by O'Kane. Now he's working his good stuff on top.
45 seconds to go here in the first. 2-0 lead. Mike O'Kane at 160 pounds.
Yeah, I like what you're saying. It is a young lineup. And when you watch them wrestle, they have great technique. So, I mean, next year is going to be really a good year for East Brunswick. They're having a nice year now, but, you know, a nice year with young wrestlers.
One.
Oh. He's got time to move, to put him over if he can get that tilt a little bit farther. There's only a count of 1, so there were no back points.
There, now he's going to have to grab that head like a football and just drive him towards back. He's got a good, tough, physical wrestler here, and I'd say that he's probably a pretty good wrestler. Kane's just using so much technique.
Your choice.
He flows from one thing to another, no problem.
First, the red. Red's down.
All right, Red's going to try and score some points
Second
here.
period.
He's down, and then O'Kane will come back and have his choice third period.
You know, as we're going into the second period, you were asking earlier how the season went, and talking about young wrestlers. Sean Glasgow's brother Stefan wrestled this year for me in the 8th grade. Did very well. He was undefeated, and the only match he lost was the last one in that multiple-day tournament with the 8th graders. So he did very well. We have a 187-pounder, Jason Ramon, who was undefeated until he lost in that tournament.
Same way.
And a first-year wrestler.
Nice.
Was Ramon. So he's young, and he's going to come in there, and he can probably trim down a little bit, maybe in the 170s, or could be a
Go ahead, Green.
could be a 182-pounder. Because again, you know, and this is not a negative. You know, the baby fat. They're young kids still. But,
what they look like now is is nothing what they look like by the time they're a sophomore or junior.
Wow.
Another. Boy, these guys.
Very strong move. Trying that power switch.
Both of them have whipped one another back to a counter. Now here's a nice switch. O'Kane's got a nice Navy ride in there. He can hold that in there. Boy, this is going to be taxing on both of their conditionings.
Yeah, the Navy ride. It was the same day I taught the Whizzer, and I also hurt my elbow on the Navy. So it was a rough day at practice.
Don't ever admit to the kids that you got hurt. But I know you're doing a great job there because you have the philosophy of a more mature coach. Don't worry about the wins, just teach them. Make sure that they understand the discipline involved in wrestling. Make sure they understand the psychology and the physics of wrestling.
And it is physics.
Oh, absolutely. Body position is so important. And not only body position, but when you develop a system, you have to figure out how to get your man to get in the right position so your good stuff works.
Working for the cradle.
Oh, that's all right.
He lost the leg.
Lost it.
I had, you know, in the room, I had the kids doing leg lifts, and I finally said, and they liked it for some reason. I don't know why they liked leg lifts. And I said, why are we doing these? And they looked at me like, I said, does it have anything to do with wrestling? And they said, well, no. And I said, no, you're not going to be a good wrestler because you do leg lifts, but it's a matter of mental discipline and toughness and the attitude you have. And that's what you're trying to instill with kids, just understanding how demanding the sport can be.
Sure, when they get to this level, they'll know by the time they get to this level how you have to push yourself past what you think your limits are.
Nice follow through by Mike on that.
Yeah,
Granby.
Mike's working, and now he's working. He's got a nice single leg grapevine in there, or a leg lace,
Just a few
as you
seconds
call
left.
it. He's got to keep his hips around. There's a Jacobs ride right there.
You got two. Good
got
call.
two. Wow.
And a good call by Lou Del Monte to get that. He counted the two.
Very close.
You okay, partner? Red, you all right? Look at me. You okay? Let's go. Go ahead.
All right. His coach is signaling
Want to go up?
for him to let him go and
ahead.
try and take him down. So let's see what happens.
They're going to give. He's not taking the alternate start.
No, he first signified for it, and then he stopped. So let's see now. O'Kane's going to look for that switch.
Yeah.
You got there. That's it right there.
That should be at least
He should get one.
Yep.
Neutral, right.
One green.
The reason he gave him 1 and not 2 is because he lost control.
A second longer, and you would have been behind him. He didn't get behind him, and that would have been a reversal. But good call there. Actually, all three of us had the call.
Yes.
He said the same thing I did.
You're out.
Maybe we can get part of his paycheck. Boy, I tell you what, these guys are two bulls. They're going at it.
I'll tell you, the build on both of them, they're solid. They're not super
Beautiful,
muscle. Oh,
beautiful ankle pick
Wow.
by South River. O'Kane, great balance. Look how he recovered. Most wrestlers would have went down.
they would have given up the 2, and I'll give, as I
Yeah,
will
nice
do.
high single. Look at this. Now let's see how he finishes.
He's got to pull him back in.
There's so many right there.
Wow.
Perfect
Nice
back
work,
trip.
Bud.
Gets us 2 points.
7-2 is the score. No, actually it's 9. 9-2 the score.
I saw Glasgow finish up
go,
with a
guys.
high single
You all right?
that I haven't seen in
You're
probably
down, right?
20 years. It was something that I saw a guy from named Darryl Burley
Mm-hmm.
from Lehigh use. And
Go ahead.
what a tremendous technique. You have to be extremely athletic to be able to finish up like that.
It looked like Mike actually let him up a little bit to get that single and to break him down again. He can't ride that leg too long here to
Right.
go. Under a minute to go here in the third period of regulation. Michael Cain at 160 pounds leading Roland Nolan 9-2. He'd like to get a couple more points, maybe get that major.
Boy, is this going to be a good match when they meet in the districts. Wrist roll. Okay, O'Kane jams in the half. Takes it back out. Just looking right now to keep him flat to the mat. And that's where you want your wrestler. That bottom man, if he's flat, there's no move in any wrestling book that'll tell you to lay flat for a counter. You can't get out that way.
Well, as you said, Jeff, the districts, these South River and East Brunswick in the districts, and that is next week on the 17th and 18th at South Brunswick.
I'd say East Brunswick is peaking right at the right time.
They're doing very well. They've got a few key, and you don't have to have 14 guys win. You have to have key guys win, not lose, but with giving up pins to other powerhouses. And you pick up those bonus points along the way and advance a few into the finals and win some consolation matches, and you've got a good shot at a district title.
Exactly. And if you don't get it, you've got a few wrestlers that have the ability to advance to the next round. And that's what the districts are all about.
And they advanced 3 to the regions.
That,
Well, there was a chant, happy birthday, Mike. It must be Mike's birthday. So happy birthday, Mike O'Kane. 9-2 victory.
I'll tell you, you worked hard for that birthday present.
A 19-9 lead on the team score. As we go up to 170 pounds, James Cowback. And we think that is definitely Greg Krzyzewski's son.
Is it?
Oh,
Looks
absolutely.
just like him?
Absolutely.
Timer.
That is Shane Krzyzewski. I met Greg a few years ago when he was coaching the rec program at South River, and we were just chatting, and we were talking about when I was coaching, and he made some, because he was finding that, well, the young kids don't work that hard, and it was struggling. I said, well, I had to make you guys work a little bit sometimes, and he said, oh man, you were something else. I said, well, it wasn't like I was some kind of a crazy man. He goes, yes, you were. Which in a way I took as a compliment for what
Well, it's not bad if you meet their kids, but when you start meeting their kids' kids,
yeah.
then you've been around too long.
But
Now, this is kind of a backyard scramble right here. We don't know who's going to come up.
They're going to get a stalemate out of this.
Yeah,
unless
well,
something
look at
breaks.
that back
Oh,
knee. He's going to stop that right there. That was potentially dangerous.
Cowback's leg spinning, it turning out too far.
Yeah.
Neutral.
Lou's, he's all over that, The referees really, they look for that right away. Now let's see how these setups go. Nice double, but he's got to walk his knees up. He's got to improve his position right there. South River's got a great sprawl. Now let's see who can counter. No, they break it off.
40 seconds to go. They've gone 120 with some scrambling out there, but no points earned yet.
Both wrestlers are pretty methodical in the way they're setting up.
Went from that headlock to try to get the high single, and
Yeah, he was probably better off with his head way outside like that, just to switch over to a double. But they seem to be running out of mat constantly. Here's Stu over there. Just came in. Here we go. Now, East Brunswick's looking to pancake, but he doesn't have his weight back enough. I think this is going to be one of those 50-50 matches. And those are the matches you want to win.
Shane Krzyzewski is a sophomore, and he's jumped up from 145 pounds last year.
He's wrestling 170 this year.
He grew a little bit. Either
Yes,
that or
he did.
he's weighting lighter, and he's just been bumped up by Coach Bobby Young.
Or he could be, maybe he's playing football and they just had him on a good weight program.
Yeah. Bobby Young in his 9th season as the coach of the Rams.
I remember when he was wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Him and his assistant. That's Joey over there, isn't it? His younger brother.
I think so, yes.
Both good wrestlers for South River. I think Bobby was also a quarterback for the football team.
Might have been. I think Jimmy Young was there, is their uncle, who was an
Jimmy
Young,
Jimmy's-
an East Brunswick wrestler.
I think the dad, Earl, is also a wrestler for East Brunswick
Yep.
and then moved to South River. Getting back to this match, East Brunswick has to get a takedown here.
Yeah.
And he almost had it, but he's, he can't allow that sprawl. He's got to suck those legs in. He's got to keep them close to. They've got to work in that inner circle so they don't keep running out of mat.
I'll just go back and
That's
check.
a nice shot, but here comes the counter. Sprawl, get behind, take him to the mat.
Good quickness by Krzyzewski
He is
for
quick.
the Rams.
This is going to be 2 right here.
Good work by Jim Kalbach.
Yep, just step behind that single right there. I was watching some Big Ten wrestling on TV, and the heavyweights move like lightweights.
Wow.
It's incredible how athletic they are.
Well, college wrestling is so much different. I mean, it's constantly moving.
It's like, you're coasting at 60 miles an hour with bursts of 200 miles an hour.
I'm not sure when this is going to be airing, but I mean, Saturday the 11th at Rutgers, they have a monster wrestling coach national duels as Kalbach gets the cradle.
Here comes the
and
side cradle. He steps through. I'll tell you, if he can get this is a great tight cradle, because if he can strap through that leg, he's going to turn him, and there's no way to kick out.
He lost the grip. He's trying to go for the bow and arrow and lock it again. He's got 10 seconds, and he's lost that.
He lost his grip. But he can still finish this off.
Well, he doesn't want to give up any points right now.
Right. He's got him in good position right here. Just keep him.
Second period ends, a 2-1 lead. Jimmy Kalbach over Shane Krzyzewski, and I was.
So who's going over to Rutgers?
Rutgers this Saturday on the 11th. Again, depending on when it's on, it's Rutgers, Minnesota, Michigan, Cal Poly, Kent State, and one other team which I can't remember. Something happened there.
Yeah. I think it's a knee. It looked like he turned when he was turning. His knee didn't move with the rest of them.
Matt Pazinko, head coach, Chris Yannazzo, assistant, and trainer Phil Hostler going out there now with an injury. Now Matt's calling for blood. Now there's an injury. That's 1.5 minutes, but blood is 5 minutes. So I'm thinking that, and I don't know which takes precedence.
I will. Don't worry about it. I refereed quite a few years.
I was able to watch on TV. I saw Michigan wrestle. I've seen Iowa, Oklahoma. And like I said, their upper weights are, of course, they're always ranked top 10 in the nation.
Right.
and they move like lightweights. It's incredible to watch them.
And joining the crowd is in the green shirt. That's Steve Roy, the other assistant coach at East Brunswick.
He works a lot with his brother. Coach Roy's brother has a wrestling club in Ocean County. I can't remember the name of it right now, but he does a lot of work there.
Well, they used the blood time, even though as Jim came up, he was limping a little bit. You saw a little gimp there, so he's got something going on there. And they're going to take all the time they can with the blood, it looks like, and also to clean up the blood on the mat if there's a spot there. And maybe not, because they certainly wouldn't be doing cleanup with the foot.
Probably torqued that knee when he was coming up. You know, sometimes if the foot doesn't slide on the mat, that knee just gets torqued. That is painful.
Well, just 3 seconds into the third period, and Jim Cowbeck is ready to go. They had blood time. There's 5-minute blood time. It's cumulative through the match.
It's a 2-1. All right, now that was almost a lock in hands, but a nice switch.
You talk about tendency. They've been
switching like
switches.
crazy. I mean,
good.
I think the switch is a fantastic move, but you have to set it up.
Yep.
Stand up, shake your man a little bit, move on the bottom, get him to stretch out. You know, when you were talking about the physics of wrestling, in order to hit a good switch, your man has to be parallel. If he's perpendicular,
Right.
it's just not going to work. So you have to figure out a way to get him hip to hip with you.
It's very, and I'm finding it very challenging with the young kids to have them understand, because, and he's got that.
He's got a nice hammer
Hammer in
going.
it, right.
Now, I think he's going to reach underneath the arm and lock that hammer.
Okay.
And
you are right.
when he does, boy, he's just going to rotate around the head and turn him right to his back. South River Wrestler is a little bit too smart. Oh, here it goes. Nope, can't get it.
Get the
South
control,
River Wrestler
good
was
balance.
smart enough not to let that arm get sucked in.
I was saying, Jeff, that to get the younger kids to understand the physics, it's not easy, because there's a lot in wrestling that this year I used the term, it's almost counterintuitive. The kids, they want to go one way, but you have to go the other way.
Exactly.
And they don't always see that. You know, the kid turning to the legs when he should have gone to the head, or turning to the head when he should have gone to the legs.
All that mat sense. And that's why it's really good in practice, I think, to have them do a lot of tumbling, cartwheels, back rolls, forward rolls, so that they know where they are in space.
We did front rolls. I hurt myself on that one, too.
You know what?
Nice Turk by Jim Cowbeck taking him over.
Bob, you're a mess.
I
thought I was bad.
I was falling apart this year.
I told you, when I go down on my knees, it's a 50-50 chance whether I'm getting up. Working a nice bar on the side. Now here he comes. He's going to pop it right up on his back. That's not working, so now he's looking for a Turk. Again, another team tendency by East Brunswick. Love that Turk.
Coming up on 10 seconds to go
right.
here in regulation.
Here's where he's got to be careful. He's got the 1-on-1 and a half. And I don't know if you remember, years ago, Oldbridge was really dominant with that. But then the referee started catching him.
That it was a full Nelson.
Yeah, it was a full Nelson, because they were bringing the 1-on-1 up to touch the half. So the best thing to do with that is you take the 1-on-1 and pin it to his chest.
4-1 will be the final. And
Nice
with
match.
Jim Cowbeck, a nice win, as you're saying, Jeff, over Shane Krzyzewski.
Now Shane was what year?
He's a sophomore.
Good wrestler for
Nice
a
job.
sophomore. Did a very nice job. Very physical, too.
The Bears extend their lead to 13 points.
We have Greg Krieger here. And he'll be wrestling.
Hey guys, shake hands, timer.
82 looks like.
Did you write that one down?
I had
They
John
weighed three guys in
Kenny. That doesn't. Yeah, John Kenny, I think it is.
Okay.
Takedown for Greg Kruger.
Going
working
right
on
for
that
a tilt right away. That's good stuff right there. I thought he would have taken a little while to settle him down, but he went right for it.
3 green.
Picked himself up 3 more points. Now he's trying to work a cradle. You know, it's nice to see when they feel as though they have the match, they're going right for the big points. They're going to help their team out as much as they can, and that's good. That's good teamwork.
Well, you had said it the last time we were on the air, Jeff, you want to win big, lose small.
Yep.
And not that they've done a lot of winning big along the way. They had the forfeit at 126. They had the pin by John Schleifer at 52, but they've won consistently, and they've come close to major decisions a couple of times. So they are going for the back points.
Oh, they're working for it. You know, here's another one. He just turned him again. And he's going to make sure he gets at least a 4-pointer out of this. I mean, it's only 50 seconds into the first period, and he's already scored 8 points. So you know that he's got on his mind that he wants to score big points. Here it is, another tilt. Plenty of time, too. He could probably, now he's going to let him roll through, and he'll probably tilt him one more time before the period's up.
Well, it is 11-0.
I think this is going to end up at... Here it comes.
Lock him up.
Here it comes.
2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, he's 1 point away from getting that.
1 red.
Good sprawl. He spins. This is going to end the match, I think.
Green.
And that is it. At 153, a tech fall.
Okay, again, doing the job for the team, getting those big points. What year? Well, we don't know because they had 3 guys weigh in.
Well, if it was, in fact, John Kennedy, he's a senior, but he was a very inexperienced senior.
Okay.
On his record. We jumped to 195, and I think that is a... this is going to be a forfeit.
Did he get a forfeit?
I believe so.
All right. No wonder he's so relaxed. You know, most guys hate getting forfeits because you're sucking weight all week.
I know.
And you want to get out there and do something.
You know, and the kid would come back to you on the bench and say, way to make weight. And that's about the way you could say to the kid.
Now, this is Quentin. He's tough. You can see both of these guys are heavy in the hips, which is really a good thing for upper weights because it takes all that strength to get up off the mat. You want your upper weights to be strong in the thighs and in the hips.
Now, we're not sure who this is. It's either George Chetrankolo or Adam Zegdi. Zegdi. Oh, wait, this is 220, right? Okay.
Yeah, Giovanni
Chetrankolo or Adam Zegdi. We're not sure, and I can't get the attention of the managers, so.
Girls, who's this wrestler? For South River, who is this? It's Giovanni? Okay, thank you. All right, it's Giovanni wrestling.
Giovanni Chetrankolo.
Now that we have our upper weights going, let's see what they use. It's a little easier to watch an upper weights technique. South River trying to jack his head down. Now, usually when you, as you probably taught your younger wrestlers, they don't understand. When you want the head to come up, you push it down.
Mm-hmm.
And when you want them to come forward, you push them back. It takes them a while to figure that out.
The physics. That's the physics.
You want them to go right, you move left. All right, Quentin's looking for a headlock. I wouldn't do that right away.
No.
You know, you really have to get your guy moving forward to hit that headlock.
Well, it's not at Monroe. He had a scoreless first period, and he was down 2-1 and got the go-ahead and winning takedown with 48 seconds to go in the bout. So he had a tough bout last night. And with under 20 seconds to go here, his score was in the first period also.
Yeah, this could be a dogfight. Nice. Try to shrug, a little bit of an underhook there. I would say Quentin is probably the more, he's attacking more, and Giovanni is probably a defensive wrestler where he's going to look for a sprawl and then a spin. Two different styles. Both effective, though.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see who can score points here.
No score here in the first. Quentin takes the bottom.
Switch again?
Again? We've got a tendency.
Yep. I mean, it didn't end up as a switch, but he had the right motion going. He ended up just sitting, turning in, which is fine. Actually, probably worked out better if he can get a takedown here.
Yeah, Greg, if I Jeff, if I had my glasses on, I'm looking over in the corner, and Frank Knoppenberger is standing with some people, and I'm not sure that's not Krzyzewski's father over there next to Frank, but that's I'll have to check on that after the match. I got to see if that's him. It looks like him.
I tell you, coaching at Churchill's a lot of fun, though, isn't it?
It was.
The kids are fun.
They were very good. It was a small group. We only had 10 kids, but they stuck it out. We had a young man at heavyweight who didn't win a match, got pinned a lot. But in one of the bouts against Perth Amboy, he went into the second period, scored points. It was his first points all year, and a takedown by Quentin.
What a duck under. That was nice.
And that was the greatest thing in the world. That he went into the second period, he scored points. That was growth for him. And sometimes, as you know, when you're working with young kids, growth is in very, very, very small increments. We had a 40-pounder, Joe Fawzi, who had been pinned twice by a kid from Sauk, and then in the tournament lost to him. I think it was 6-1. And that's
a big improvement.
That's a big improvement. So there was a lot of growth there. He's a soccer player. Hopefully he'll come out again next year.
I used to love to get the soccer players for the lightweights. I was lucky enough to coach over there for 6 years, and you know, I got to meet a lot of nice staff. The parents were great.
Parents were very good.
Kids were they were phenomenal.
Parents were terrific.
They loved it.
Matt Krajowski, whose brother John is up here at the JV at the high school, and a lot of good folks.
Yeah, everybody's very supportive. They understand what you're doing, you know why you don't keep team score, why you let everybody wrestle, why you rotate guys in and out. They understand that, because what you're looking for is the long term.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking to push these kids up to the high school, not make them drop off on the way. Almost a switch there. Quentin's hanging on, but he's got to move up now. He's got to move up. Come on. There you go.
And you just heard Will Del Monte say, get off that leg. You can't ride that.
He's making it very tough for the South River wrestler to get to his base, but he did make it. He's strong. Quentin jammed a half in there, and he's got a far ankle. He's going to try and just bull turn him over.
Try to wing him.
And here we go, a nice hip over by South River. And as you see with the upper weights, a lot of rolling around.
That was just bowling him right through.
Hipped over, and I'll tell you, it's tough. When those hips come up higher than yours, it's tough to stop your man.
Well, you said that the wider hips, the bigger hips, and that's exactly what Chetrancola did. As Mike Quentin gets an escape. It is a 4-2 score right now with 1 minute to go in the third period at 220 pounds.
When you're the top man, unless you're tilting, you have to keep your hips higher than the bottom man, or you're going to get in trouble, which happened right there. You start laying side to side and he hips over, especially with strong, powerful hips like that, you're going. (4-2), East Brunswick in the lead. I'd have to say this is really nobody's match right here.
Nope.
Both of them are pretty agile, which means either one can catch one another.
Well, in theory, this is actually the deciding match of the night.
Are you doing the math again?
Yeah, I already did the math ahead. I jumped ahead, and there are 4 more bouts to go. If South River were to pin all of them, that's 24 points. That gives them 33.
So we have to win this.
So we're trying to be objective. East Brunswick has to win this one.
This is a must-win.
To secure the win.
Well, hopefully Quentin knows that. And but watching these.
That is the buzzer ending the match.
4-2, good match, both guys.
Mike Quentin with a win.
I think it'll be another tight match in the districts.
That could be interesting. I mean, Monroe's in the district. He had a tight match last night. So, 220. I mean, I don't know the rest of the district.
Old Bridge is in it. South Brunswick is in it.
Yep.
It's a tough district. It really is.
Some of the West Windsor, I think both West Windsors are in that. At least they used to be. I think they're still in it.
Now this is a good matchup too, because both heavyweights are short.
Yep. the builds are pretty similar.
Now
Oliver Peory for the Bears and Dylan Teeter for the Rams.
Well, it looks like Dylan came out right away looking for underhooks, try and jack his man up. What you want to do, especially as a heavyweight, is get your guy to stand straight up, because then you can attack him a lot easier. That's why the best wrestling stances, knees bent, lower your hips, keep your balance. East Brunswick looking for a little snap down here. South River doesn't want to hear anything about that.
You know, we used to joke years ago that the move for South River was the head and arm.
Yeah,
and I haven't seen it once tonight.
No, they've gotten completely away from that, which is good.
Yeah.
You know, you can't rely on a move like that.
.48 seconds to go. No score here at heavyweight, or the 285-pound weight class.
Speaking of rec wrestling, I ran into the rec coach that was before you, Mike Duhigg. And yeah, I talked to him for a while. I actually know him. He wrestled for me over at Edison.
Right.
And he tries to make some of the matches, because some of the boys that he brought up are now wrestling for the varsity. Well, you talk about a headlock. Whoa. You know, he was a national judo champion, so a headlock came natural to him, yes.
Well, Mike, I was told they have a couple of good, maybe a half dozen good 7th graders in the rec program right now.
I heard that.
And that may bring me back next year, knowing they're coming up to 8th grade.
Why not?
No score at heavyweight. Dylan
fact,
Teeter and Oliver Peory.
I think you ought to coach rec, too. That way you get a nice natural flow right up. All right, now here we go. We got to stand up from bottom. Can he break? Good. He breaks free for 1. There's a lot of action out there, but nobody's capitalizing on it, which is typical of a heavyweight bout. Let's see what we have. I think somebody just got poked in the eye.
Well, it looks like Teeter's headgear is slipping down over his eye, too.
Maybe
so that may be another.
Yeah. Something's bothering him out there. All right, both guys are looking underhook. Maybe we'll see a nice bear hug.
They're both waiting for somebody to do something. They're both waiting for somebody to trip, fall, slip.
Blink their eyes.
Because a lot of times with the heavier guys, they don't want to go underneath.
No.
So they're not going to shoot on a leg.
I mean, that's like being under an avalanche. You know, you try and teach your heavyweights, come in on an angle, hit the leg. If you miss it, get out before he sprawls on top of it. Or underhook. Get him to stand straight up, bear hug him, and trip him. But do not go down low.
40 seconds to go here, and we just have the 1 point. There were no points in the first period. The escape by Oliver Peory here in the second.
Typical heavyweight match?
Yeah, and Teeter, if they go to the third period, Teeter's going to have choice. He'll probably pick bottom.
Take bottom, correct. And then
we'll go to overtime.
Yes, Oliver's got to hold him down, but I don't see that happening.
Now we say Teeter will take the bottom. He may be he may be able to break him down. He's got a little. It looks like he's got a little more weight on Peory.
I'll tell you what. To me, that would be a big mistake to take top, because the East Brunswick wrestler got up and out right away. Neutral. He's going to have to take bottom.
Yeah.
Look for the old-fashioned wrist roll and try and turn him right to the
Period's coming to a close, and we go to the third.
Let's see what he's.
Wait a minute.
I thought South River had choice.
Maybe he chose. I missed the choice. I just saw Peory go down. I assumed he was there. So now,
this is great
even better.
position. This is great position. There he is, right up right away. Now he's up 2 points. And you know what? He's psyched. Look at him.
But now he's got to be careful.
Yes.
He's psyched, so you lose a little bit of control.
You got to
there.
keep your technique. And, you know, he's had some rough bouts. I saw him against Piscataway. The guy that came out that wrestled him looked like he was a man. And now he's in this match, and he's excited.
Teeter is a senior, Peoria junior. And Oliver leading 2-0 here in the third period with about a minute and a half to go.
Now becoming the aggressor, too.
And that's good, because you could easily be called for stalling. You got a 2-0 lead. Nothing much has happened on their feet, and a lot of dancing. And you heard Domani stay in red. Peoria's being the aggressor. He's pushing.
He's pushing him. He's pushing him out. But
they've got to circle.
They have to circle because right now that's stalling.
Going for that Russian.
He's throwing a lot of stuff out here. There it is. He cannot back straight up like that. He's going to get whacked with another point right here. He's going to get hit with the stalling. And, you really don't want to see that.
No.
Let them score their own points. Let them win and lose depending on how they wrestle. Oliver, he's working hard. He just can't get anything locked up. He's trying for it. He's trying to pull down on the head.
30 seconds to go, and Teeter is backing up. It's not that, not just that Peoria is pushing him. He's backing up.
Oh.
Try that little snap.
Now here's where you have to watch maybe a head and arm. That's like a desperation move anymore.
10 seconds.
But if you catch your man sleeping and he's pushing into you the way they're pushing one another, head and arm will work perfect. There it is. Big win.
Oliver Peoria, 2 escapes, 1 of the second, 1 of the third, and a win at 2-0 over Dylan Teeter of the Rams, and the Bears extend their lead to 30 points, 39-9. Not a lot of bonus points tonight. Just the 1 pin from John Schleifer, and we jump down to 106.
Tyler Schwartz. I like the way he wrestles.
Yeah.
Very active.
Tyler Burgess for the Rams, who got in on a leg, and Schwartz backed out. We can't say Tyler. They're both Tylers.
Now, South River has a front headlock there, and Tyler's got to kind of be careful. Well, East Brunswick has to be careful. He's got to kind of shrug that by. You can't let him control that. And now they go into high speed. We went from heavy to the little guys, Here comes the front headlock, spin into the side. He's got to chase that leg.
Good follow by Schwartz.
Yep. As long as you keep facing him, you can kind of ward off that front headlock series.
Show.
And that was Greg Krzyzewski over there, Shane Krzyzewski's father. I'm just shaking hands with him right now. And I said, when I saw your son come out, I said, oh, that's Krzyzewski. He's your son. He's a great-looking kid, handsome father.
No takedown here. Both wrestlers kind of just still feeling one another out.
41 seconds to go here in the first period. Tyler Burgess for the Rams, Tyler Schwartz for the Bears, 106 pounds. Down to the last 3 bouts of the night.
There's a good snap down, spin behind. South River pulls ahead by 2 on a takedown. Good counter wrestling there by South River. Now let's see if East Brunswick can get out from bottom.
Okay, warning top. You got a tight waist there, partner. You're open.
And that is a caution. You heard Lou DeMonte had a tight waist. Just came around. Hand's supposed to be on the belly button, not a tight waist around there.
Okay, now One thing I did notice about Schwartz, he pushes his man. He's back to that center, ready to go. He won't let anybody take a breather. Only a freshman.
And Burgess is a freshman.
Two seconds left of this period, and then we'll see who has choice.
It should be East Brunswick's choice, if I'm not mistaken. They had the even bout, so
A lot of action in the first period.
He's down.
and Schwartz does take the bottom.
Second period.
That's the perfect place to be right now. He's got to keep working to get out. South River's got that arm trapped. He's working, looks like a head lever. I can't see it from here. Now he's going to try and pull that across. He's looking for a stack, looking for some back points. Didn't get any there.
Nope, kept it vertical.
South River wrestler looks very strong for a freshman.
And for a 106-pounder.
Physically strong.
Bend that arm up too far. Keep it back straight. You're still up.
Stopped his hammer because it came up past a 90-degree angle, which is great for safety.
Go ahead, Ray.
He has that arm. He's chopped that arm and he
Yeah.
controls it. Right off the
Schwartz
whistle.
comes up right off the whistle, but he's got to free that arm to get any progress. Here it comes again. This arm bar might be stopped. Nope. There it
Yes,
is. Yeah.
You got it.
Now with that arm. Stop.
He's great with those arm bars and chicken wings. I mean arm bars, but he keeps slipping them into chicken
Yeah.
wings.
And we've seen that a few times tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Get the bar coming across. Sean Glasgow was doing it right at the
Yeah.
front, in the early part of the match. You take that bar straight across, but if it slides up past 45 degrees and
gets
towards the
stopped
shoulder,
right
it's gonna
away.
stop it. And we always talk, Jeff, about the
That's why this works better than this.
wrist, the fist, and the back, and not the flat hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, the safety factor in any sport, but in wrestling, you've got two wrestlers, one official. When you get into tournament situations, you've got two officials.
Here goes the chicken wing again. You know, he understands the importance of the bar, the South River wrestler, but he's got to slow it down
Yeah.
because he's jamming that up at a 45 degree.
He's a little amped up right now.
Yeah,
I think he feels he's got some control over Schwartz because, as you said, he's strong.
oh yeah.
And, you know, when you get too amped up, you start doing things carelessly and you're not following through on the details.
I think with Coach Young is over there, he's standing at the edge of the mat now trying to calm him down and telling him to be careful with this bar.
Work him through things a little more.
Yeah, he's only a freshman. Yeah. There, now his bar is nice and straight. No pressure on the shoulder, but he's going to look to stack him.
Yeah.
Now that's it.
That came close again to
Yeah.
just going against the joint's natural range of motion. 15 seconds to go here in the second period. And Tyler Burgess of the Rams with a 2-0 lead over Tyler Schwartz. And Burgess will have choice in the third period. No score there in the second.
He's down.
Burgess takes down.
Last period.
Still 2-0.
Yep. I mean, considering the control that
Yeah.
Burgess had, only have a 2-0 score is a little bit of a credit to Tyler Schwartz. Comes out front. No call yet on the points because he's still in contact there. He can get give him 2, not the 1 and 2. Got to watch that knee. Burgess is pretty good. He's quick.
Nothing yet.
Yeah,
He reacts quickly.
Nothing yet.
He hit 3 sits in a row until one of them worked. You know, that's one of the things you tell wrestlers all the time.
Yeah.
You don't hit one move and stop. You keep going and going and going, forcing
Green. Still green.
Schwartz to follow him. and eventually somebody makes a mistake.
Well, if we still had riding time, at least Tyler would be working down. And there's the reversal.
Your 2-point reversal right there.
So it is 4-0. The scoreboard here in the gym is wrong. They put the 2 points up for the wrong team.
Right.
And they're going to, I think Powell's correcting that right now.
Here we go. Yeah, he's got it up.
And the crack crew in the truck had the score right on the screen. As always.
Oh, this is going to be another good one for the districts. Well, we got some close matches here.
I mean, again, only the 1 pin. And while there was some decent scoring by the Bears, they've been back and forth. So, you know, a lot closer than a score of 39-9 would indicate.
Right. Even this match right here, you know, it's only a 4-point match. And even though South River Wrestler is pretty dominant, 4 points is nothing.
No.
Because East Brunswick Wrestler is still able to move.
Yeah, he's not got any back points. Burgess has reacted quickly. He's strong, but he hasn't been able to turn him. He hasn't been able to dominate it, other than, you know, he's on top, but he hasn't flattened him. You know, hasn't been able to stop him from moving, as you're saying. He's coming up a little bit to the knees, although right now he's got a little more control and just wore him down, I think, at the end. And a 4-0 win for Tyler Burgess of South River over the Bears' Tyler Schwartz.
Very strong 106-pounder.
Oh.
All right, this is Tyler.
Galagos, the night of the Tyler.
It's a ton of them.
And I'm not sure if this is Brandon Pacheco or no, a 113.
That's what they
yeah,
have.
Brandon Pacheco. And Galagos, aggressive, driving him out.
Nothing yet. East Brunswick's trying to suck that arm in to control it. And then probably try and drag him by with a lever. Let's see what happens. Here he's working in. There's really no advantage to either wrestler right here. East Brunswick sits through but gets himself in trouble because the South River just threw in legs. So now South River is in control, on top. But East Brunswick could shake him right out and come out the back.
He can come back a little bit, pop his head.
He'll just come out the back
get
door.
The half.
There he's going to get 2+ back points if he keeps that head. Here it is. He's just got to lift. There it is. And he's going to get backs. Just now he's got to rock back.
He's got to jump across and take the half the other way, maybe.
When you want to settle your man down and he's on his back, you got to go T-shape with him. There we go. Here's a stack, getting back points. He's got to drive those shoulders back in bounds.
He's got 2 in his pocket right now, but he's still got the same combination with the bar.
You can't pin him out of bounds. You can score points, but you can't pin him out of bounds. East Brunswick knows that, and he's trying to drag him back in.
15 to go here in the first, and there's the back points for Galagos.
He's got his crazy leg in, which is the wrong leg to be. He doesn't want to try a cross-body ride with that crazy leg in. Seven seconds to hold your man down. Here it is. Nice bar. Keep your hips up high and rolls through. Good first period.
The takedown by Pacheco, and then the reversal and the near fall by Tyler Galagos. Second period, and Pacheco takes the bottom. Looking for points.
Right, East Brunswick going knee to knee with him. Oh, okay. Now this will work with the crazy leg. He's got that front headlock in, crazy leg, spins him over and gets his.
Nope, just a roll through, no points there.
Now he's got to be careful. He's got to get a one-on-one on the other side.
And he's got the arm underneath, trying to get the right wrist.
There. Now he's in good shape.
Tee-ups, way back, weight back.
All right. Like I said, these guys are definitely looking for the big points. Now he's going to turn. All right, switch action, go back towards the legs. But he's got to get all the way back around his hips.
Pushed that through a little fast, and he couldn't settle back and get his weight down on him.
He's trying to do too much at one time. But he is, he's going for the big points, which is nice.
Now, Galago's only a sophomore. Again, one of the young wrestlers for the Bears.
Wow. And he seems to like that Merkel. He sticks his crazy leg in there and he grabs that head. The only thing is with that is you really got to bump him forward to stretch him out so that he doesn't roll through the way he did. Here comes a nice armbar. This is so much safer. An armbar.
Way back.
Reverse the half, lay back, and you're gonna get your pin. Nothing there. He's got to spin around his head.
He's got two.
Right now.
A little high there with that to do anything. Oh, okay, he's settled in.
Got in here? Oh, he's got double armbar. Nice.
He's got to sit through that.
That'll turn him.
And it's not very comfortable.
No, for either man.
No, you're right.
Oh, he's sitting through this.
He'll get his 3 points,
left.
but that's going to be it.
Not enough time. If that was like a minute to go, that's so painful. Usually the bottom man just gives to it.
2 3-point moves for Tyler Galagos there in the second period, extends the lead to 10-2. He is in a major decision position right now. And Galagos took neutral. I thought he had taken the bottom there.
Well, I haven't seen a double arm bar all season.
No.
I think somebody just got poked in the eye. Yeah.
Stay on the mat. Stay here, Green. Come on, let's go. Come on back. You okay, partner? Here we go.
Well, Pacheco not worrying too much about having been turned over a couple times.
We got injury time for East Brunswick. Something happened over there. The knee. Knees and shoulders with wrestlers.
I'm not sure what happened there. I didn't see anything.
I don't know if when he sprawled his knee hit or he jammed it. You could see right away though he was in pain.
Yeah. Head coach Matt Pazinko in his 3rd season as the coach of the Bears. After work as an assistant under his brother Glenn, who is now a vice principal here at the high school.
Well, that must be fun working for your bigger brother. Huh?
And actually, everybody's here. Not only is I saw Glenn Arrow, but Dad, Nick Pazinko is here.
His dad used to be a principal in South Brunswick, or vice principal.
Yeah, he was an administrator in the South Brunswick schools. I'd see him over there.
Oh, what a lateral drop!
Wow!
Oh my God, beautiful.
He's got him in locked in tight.
He's got him tight.
Good bridge by.
Oh, does he have? He's got to get out of bounds. Here he is. No, he's going the wrong way.
Now he's got the head and arm.
Wow! Did he hit
over
that?
Over a minute to go.
Now, South River knows enough to keep circling, to keep those shoulders in bounds.
He's got everything he can.
Yes, he's got to walk himself out. There, he's out.
He's got to stay there now.
Yes.
And
Now-
Monty's going to let him, because he can pull him
There,
back, and now they
they're
go out.
Wow, did he hit that perfect?
The 5-point move, the takedown with the lateral drop, the near fall, and what fight by Tyra Galagas.
Yeah.
He was locked up. Jeff, you were saying it. I thought for sure he was gone. He had him locked in.
I tell you, that took a lot of heart. He could have given up at any time, but he was not going to give up a pin. He's ahead. He's still ahead on points. He's got to just slow it down, get his composure back, because that took a lot out of him. All right, he's in legs, but he's going to get back out here.
He's got to get out of it.
He's right out the back door. Slip out the back door. That's it. Just get you two.
Didn't get it because.
I'll tell you, great strategy
Good
for
check.
him right now. Break free, get one.
Yep.
Just catch your breath.
Well, there's no score on this one.
Well, I'll tell you, he was packed tight, and that was like a 300% fight to get off his back.
Unbelievable.
And not only that, but he knew where the white line was, and he was going. He just kept maneuvering until he could get his shoulders out. Very smart.
12-7. Tyler Galagas of the Bears takes the win, and you saw him shaking his head. He knew he had been in a fight, and he almost lost it right there. But great fight on the sideline. He's still shaking his head.
Yeah, that was some throw.
Now, great job by Brandon Pacheco of the Rams to try to come back on that, and he was as close as you're going to get without getting it.
If they meet again in the districts, he better make sure.
Well, you probably said the same thing I always said to my wrestlers. If you put him down there, make sure he's done, because when he gets out, he's not going to be happy.
No. And he's got to make sure he's got that in the back of his mind that the South River wrestler has a tremendous lateral drop.
There's Ned Weber for the Bears here at 120 pounds, our last match of the night against, I believe it's Travis Lyons for
Eric's a junior. And,
for South River, and he gets a takedown.
He had a real tough match at Sayreville. He wrestled a real physical kid, and he just hung in there. Kept his technique, ended up winning the match, and it was like strength against technique.
That's that knee.
All right.
A reversal for Lyons.
So now we have a 2-2 match.
Ned,
South River looking, really whipping in that crossface.
it's Eric Weber, his father's Ned.
Eric.
That's,
Now there's a cross body ride. He's looking for a guillotine. Yeah, I think he's going to get hit with the
technical violation there.
Those cross faces are way too.
I mean, you slide it across.
Yes.
But he hauled off and popped them.
You can't wind up and hit a cross face. It's got to be
As much as you want to.
Yeah. I mean, you could take that nose and put it
Grind it.
into his ear if you want, but you can't wind up and hit it. No, he's definitely looking for a cross-face cradle. So what Eric's got to do really is control wrist. Don't reach back like that, especially when he's got a leg in, because that'll set you up with a guillotine.
Lines and he's trying for that right now. You can see he's got the cross body in with the right leg, and he's trying to pull across, or now he's diving across.
He's better off keeping his elbows in and sitting through the way he is.
20 seconds to go here in the first period. 3-2 lead for Eric Weber. He had a 3-2 win last night at Monroe with a takedown late in the third period, 44 seconds to go, and got the win.
It's tough to wrestle 2 nights in a row.
Yeah. Now they should have gotten a pound allowance tonight.
They probably did, right?
But you're still talking
tired.
about back-to-back, and
Yeah.
again,
Takes a lot
It's a
out
lot
of
out
you.
of you.
You're sore.
it was a tough match last night.
He's got a double leg lace. He's got a double leg drape in there. Oh, easy, 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 boys.
This should be Weber's choice.
South River definitely a leg wrestler,
Yeah.
and he's doing a good job with them. Eric's got to keep those elbows in and block it off. Nice switch.
And the switch.
Oh,
Didn't finish it yet. Not the points.
I would
Now
say
he
get
should
your
have it.
points first. There he is. Now he's got to step through that down leg, that bottom leg. Step through.
across. He's got the.
Put the head in the
He's got the
side
cradle. Hook
and
the leg.
step through. Oh, he's getting back points now. Very nice. Now Eric's just got to take his time here. Don't give this up. Don't let this.
He's got it locked in very nicely, and you're right. And he's got South River has his ankle, so he's preventing him from kicking over all the way.
Right. He's got to kick his leg free. Now, jack up the leg that he has trapped and step through.
And on cue.
There it is. Oh, no. I don't like that position.
No, he doesn't have enough control there.
He's got to go back and reload that whole thing. Put his head in his side and just reload it.
And hook that lower leg.
Yep. That is such a tight cradle when you get that. And that leg is hooked.
I don't think he's going to pin him like that.
But he won't pin him like that, no. And he's exerting a lot of unnecessary energy. There. Now he's reloading. He's putting the head in the side. Much better.
Close. Real close there.
Much better. He's got to plant his head on the mat so he doesn't get tipped over.
That tripod.
There it is, right there. He's doing a good job. He's doing a real good job with that.
There's his 3.
But you know what? South River wrestler is not going to get pinned, and that's the way you want it. You don't want anybody rolling over.
I'll tell you, not losing big, and they didn't.
How many pins do we have tonight?
Just 1.
No,
John Schleifer is the only pin for the Bears.
It's tough not to get pinned by John.
Yeah, I know.
But I mean, for the rest of them, they're not going to give up anything.
There's nothing. I mean, we only had, and we had no. Sorry, there was a tech fall by Greg Kruger. That's it. But those are the only 2 bonus points that we've seen tonight. So on his birthday and on senior night, Greg Kruger won.
Gets himself a pin. All right, Weber's got to kind of like belly down a little bit, hold on to that ankle, and there's nothing. South River had it right off the whistle, a beautiful low single shot. Hit it right at the heel. I think this might end up being a stalemate. Maybe not. Oh. I don't know how either wrestler's going to improve their position there. Maybe if Eric could get him over on his hip, go around his waist with that other arm. Yeah. He's going to have himself a double.
He's got to keep his hips down, though, and go to the right.
There he goes. This is where people don't understand. You don't know where you are.
No. I mean, your legs are in one direction. Your head is facing backwards.
You're trying to figure out if that's the ceiling or the floor. Here's another one. Now, okay, that's legal.
Yeah, he can't figure for it.
Yeah. As soon as he locks it, it's illegal. I think Eric's going to slip out the back right here.
He's very methodical right now, and I'm not. He's pinning himself.
He knows what he wants to do. Now he's just got to kick a leg free.
And illegal, he scissored the body. And again, just what you're saying, I'm not sure that Travis Lyons knew where exactly he was, and he just crossed his legs, and that's an illegal scissor.
There's a nice single right there. He scoops, pulls the ankle through. Doesn't have any 2 yet, but he's got the South River wrestler in trouble. Illegal hold again. All right, that was 2 illegal holds. So now.
Yeah, because he had the violation in the first period.
All right, so this was a 2-pointer. This one. Next one's is
1-1-2 disqualification.
Oh, tried a lateral drop and missed it. Unfortunately, you can live by the sword and die by the sword. And if you don't hit that just right, you're going down yourself.
Well, it was 13-2. Eric Weber with a nice win, and that's only the 3rd match with any kind of bonus points. He got the 4-point decision on a major. 46-12 was the final as the teams congratulate each other. The Bears even themselves up at 9-9 on this season, and they're looking forward to. They have a quad, I think, over the weekend coming up.
Do they?
Up in.
Where are they?
JFK Mattawan Brick down up at JFK, so a quad over there.
JFK is doing
very
really
well.
very well.
And then they go to the districts next week. So a good job by the Bears with a nice win, getting to 500. And the final score 46-12 for Jeff Yannazzo. I'm Bob Cancro. Thanks very much for watching.